Timranyasya gananchana zalakyam chakshurun militam yena tasma shri gurave namaha Sicetane manobistam stapitam yena bhutale svayam rupa katam ayam dadati svapadantikam Vande Sri Krishna Chaitanya Nityananda Sahoditao Gaudadaya Pushpavanto Chitta Shanto Tamonodao Nityanandam Aham Naumi Sarvananda Karamparam Harinam Pratam Devam Avatuta Shiromanim. I bow down to the Supreme Lord Nityananda Prabhu. At the crest jewel of Avadutas, he bestows the highest bliss to all and gives the holy name freely. Nityananda Namastubhyam Premananda Pradayine Kalau Kalmasha Nashaya Janava Pataye Namaha. I offer my pranam unto Sri Nityananda, the husband of Janava Devi, who bestows the bliss of divine love and eliminates the filth of the age of Kali. Rajendranandana Sachi Suta Hoile Say Balaram Hoile Nitai. He who was formerly the son of Nanda Maharaj has appeared as the son of Sachi Devi, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mother's name was Sachi Devi, so Sri Krishna is Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and Balaram is Nityananda Prabhu. Prachendanandana Yai Sachi Suta Hoile Say Balaram Hoile Nitai. Jai Sri Nityananda Prabhu Ki Jai. So today is actually a very ecstatic day, a great day for jubilation, not only for the Gaudiya Vaishnavas, but actually for the whole world, for the whole universe, because the merciful Nityananda Prabhu appeared in this world. He's Balaram, and he appeared in this world simultaneously with Krishna. Previously, here in Vrindavan, Krishna and Balaram was the elder brother of Krishna. So they simultaneously appeared here, and they had many ecstatic pastimes here in Sri Vrindavan Dham. Then he appeared again. He also appeared previously before that as the Lakshman. Balaram appeared as Lakshman, the younger brother, Anuja, Rama Anuja, as the younger brother of Ram. But there he was not always agreeing with the decisions and with the activities of Ram in the forest, and when they were in exile, and therefore he decided in the future he will not appear anymore as the younger brother, as Anuja. He will only appear as the elder brother. So in this way he can have a little more influence on him. So therefore after Ram Leela, in Krishna Leela, and also in the Gora Leela, the same Balaram who came as Lakshman, or actually an expansion of Sankarshan, who became Lakshman, and then in Krishna Leela as Balaram, and in Gora Leela as Nityananda Ram. Therefore we call him Nityananda Ram. He's not different from Balaram or Ram. So this, it is said in the revealed scriptures that wherever Krishna is, there is also Balaram. And wherever Balaram and Krishna is, there are also the gopis, there are the gopas, the cows, Vrindavan Dham, the trees, Govardhan Hill, Yamuna River. The whole spiritual world is manifested there. Actually, the spiritual Leela, or Krishna's Leela, is a revelation or an expansion of Balaram's Shakti, of his energy. Therefore, he is not only Vishnu Tattva, he is the Vishnu Tattva, he is not different from Krishna, but in the same time, he also considers himself as a servitor and friend of Sri Krishna. And as such, he is always engaged in the service for the pleasure of Lord Krishna, in expanding the glories of Krishna, the service of Krishna, the glories of the Dham, Holy Dham, Vrindavan Dham, and the glories of the Holy Name. That means the glories of the Sankirtan movement is expanded, manifested and expanded by Balaram Nityananda. There's a pranam mantra in the Chaitanya Bhagavat. Achala lambito puchao kanakava datao sankirtanai kapitaro kamalaya dakshao Vishvambarot vichavaro yugadharma palao vande jagat priyakaro karuna avatarao. So these two brothers, Krishna and Balaram, they appeared as Gaurnitai, as Lord Chaitanya and Nityananda Prabhu. And they have very beautiful bodies, very effulgent, like golden Gora color. Also, Nityananda Prabhu's color was Rakta Gora, Kalevara, it is described. Very beautiful golden, yellowish, white yellowish color. And they had very long arms, down to the knees, beautiful lotus eyes, Kamalaksha, beautiful curly blackish hair, many decorations of their bodies and decorated with chandana. And they are actually the inaugurators, Gaurnitai, they are the inaugurators of the Sankirtan movement. Sankirtan Pita. Sankirtan Pitaro Kamalayo Dakshao. And therefore, because they are inaugurated the merciful chanting of the Hare Krishna Mahamantra for all over the world, what overflows all over the world, the whole universe loves them and worships them. Vishvambarot Vichavaro Yugadharma Palau Vande Jagat Priyakaro Karuna Avatarao. The most merciful incarnation. They didn't brought any weapons. Krishna Varnam Tvisa Krishnam Sangopangasta Parshadam Yagyai Sankitam Prayai Yachantihi Sumedasa. This time Krishna is not blackish, although he's Krishna himself. Lord Chaitanya, Krishna comes as Lord Chaitanya Gauranga Mahaprabhu in golden complexion. His blackish color is inside as Krishna, but he is Akrishnam. That means his complexion is Hema. That means golden complexion. And this golden he is full of golden complexion. And he appears to spread this holy name, the Sankirtan Yagya. He's not coming alone. He comes always with his associates, and his main associate is always Balaram. Sangha Upanga Parshadam Yagya Sankirtan Praya Yachantihi Sumedasa. So that's the statement of Srimad Bhagavatam. His Angas, Upangas and Parshada. His associates, his expansions, his internal energies, all they combine together to participate in the Krishna Leela and also in the Gora Leela, means in the Sankirtan Leela. It's a Leela. Sankirtan is a Leela of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Previously here in Vrindavan, he was protecting the cows. He was killing demons, by the way. He had many picnic pastimes with his friends and dancing in the night with the gopis. So there were many ecstatic pastimes at home with the parents, Mother Yashoda with the cows, like that. So many wonderful pastimes. But Krishna decided, in the Kali Yuga, I will appear in a hidden form as a devotee, as a bhakta, as a Karuna avatar, because the bhakta is more merciful as the Lord himself. Therefore the bhakta is not bringing any weapon. His weapon is his beauty, his pastimes, his associates, who are all his expansions, and his personal associates in the eternal Dham in Vrindavan. With them he appears. And only with them he is spreading the Sankirtan movement. That shows Kaviraj Goswami in the Chaitanya Charitamrita, he describes the Sankirtan movement cannot be spread by external energy. It is only spread by the internal energy, by the Antaranga Shakti. That means by the Supreme Lord's internal energy, and the devotees and the personalities were empowered by the Lord, Krishna Shakti Vinanahitara Pravartana. In this way, the Sankirtan movement is spread. It's spreading all over the world. And Lord Chaitanya with Nityananda Prabhu, they started it. They brought it down. Therefore, they are described by Kaviraj Goswami, Krishnadas Kaviraj, as simultaneously sun and moon rising on the horizon of Gaudadesh. It's a phenomenon not seen in this material world, sun and moon rising simultaneously. Either the sun rises, moon down, moon rising, sun down, but simultaneously they rise. Sun gives very warm light, vision, direction, pleasure, and the moon also gives us fresh air, growth of peaceful mind. Prabhupada says Nityananda is like thousands of moons, therefore his lotus feet, Nitai Pada Kamala, take shelter, and Lord Nityananda's lotus feet gives great peace in mind, gives pleasure. Everyone is searching after peace of mind and pleasure, happiness. But they want to find it here in the material world somewhere. But as we heard many times, the Vidyapati, the poet, he says, what is it? It's like a drop of water in the desert. We are very thirsty for the nectar, for pleasure, for relief of thirst. And so one drop of water is not sufficient. We need a whole jar of water. Best the whole rain cloud, where the rain is falling down and gives relief from this suffering of thirst. The pleasure is coming from Nityananda Prabhu. He is the greatest happiness. He is Premananda Sukhi. Narottam Das Thakur, he is calling, Aha Prabhu Nityananda Premananda Sukhi, Kripa Balakana Koro Amibara Dukhi. Oh Lord Nityananda, you are always full of happiness, always full of joy, but I'm fallen soul, I'm very unhappy. Therefore I'm seeking shelter at your lotus feet. I'm calling out for you, Aha Prabhu Nityananda. Great eagerness for praying for the mercy to get also some drop of your great joy. So Nityananda is always full of joy, but not in the joy of material ananda, material happiness, also not the joy of Atmananda, of the self-realized, also not the joy of Brahmananda, the joy of Krishnananda. Therefore he is the original Guru, the origin of Guru Tattva, and the Guru Tattva is always in Krishnananda. they're always full of the bliss in the devotional service of Krishna. They're not interested in any other Ananda. So like one time I tell a little story about Lord Chaitanya and Nityananda. Like they're always together. Like Krishna and Balaram, they're always together. So Nityananda in Navadvip pastime, Mayapur pastime, always they were together. So when Gauranga Mahaprabhu one time went to the Ganga and Nityananda was on his side, so they came to a house of a drunkard. You have this in your assortment of story? You have this in the assortment of your story? In the plan to tell this story? The drunkard story? Okay, I tell the drunkard story. There was actually he considered himself a sannyasi, but he was actually an alcoholic, and he was married in the same time, but he considered himself very renounced and sannyas, but he was drinking liquor. So when he saw Gauranga Mahaprabhu and Nityananda, he invited them, please come, be guest in my house, I will give you Ananda. So when Lord Chaitanya heard about that, immediately said, oh, Ananda is available here in the house, let me go. So of course he didn't thought about the liquor Ananda. He thought about the Krishna Ananda, the bliss of Krishna consciousness, because Lord Chaitanya as a devotee mood was always eager, where I can hear something about Krishna and feel the bliss of hearing Krishna Katha. That is, he was very thirsty for. So he was rushing in that house, to really get this Ananda, with the plan, with the idea that I get the real Ananda, because he is a sannyasi, maybe he gives me Ananda. But then Nityananda Prabhu, elder brother again, very important, holds him back. No, don't go. Don't go, Prabhu, don't go to this house, because his Ananda is not the Ananda you are searching for, looking for. He drinks alcohol. His Ananda is alcohol. When Lord Chaitanya heard about alcohol, immediately he stopped, and he didn't enter the house. He ran away from that place as fast as possible with Nityananda Prabhu together. Although the sannyasi was calling him, come, I invited. That's typical Kali Yuga. Kali Yuga, the grihastas not taking seriously anymore invitation in the house of somebody. I'm inviting you to my house and you're not coming. You don't want to be my guest. What is that? But Nityananda and Lord Chaitanya closed their ears and they ran. What they did, they jumped in the Ganga to take the bath, to purify themselves from this dirty association, Muchi association. And then later they were swimming together to Shantipur, to Advaita Acharya's house. That's another story I will not tell now. There they had Lord Chaitanya had some encounter with Advaita Acharya. So that means Nityananda and Lord Chaitanya, they're spreading the Krishna Ananda, that means the blissful holy name. In the Chaitanya Bhagavad, it's also stated that because Nityananda Prabhu is also an Anantashesh. Who is an Anantashesh? He's an expansion of Balaram. Balaram expands himself in 5 features, 5 forms. This is described also in the Adi Lila, 5th chapter, describing Nityananda's glories. Nityananda Prabhu's Mahima, glories of Nityananda Prabhu. So there are 4 verses, 4 Mangala Charanas by Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, glorifying Nityananda Prabhu offering obeisances to him, because he is the original Sankarshan, Mula Sankarshan in the Goloka, in the midst of the Chaturvyuha, and he is also Sankarshan in the in Vaikuntha, Maha Sankarshan, also in the Chaturvyuha. And then from this Sankarshan is an expansion. That means Sankarshan is an expansion of Balaram, and Sankarshan further expands himself into Mahavishnu, Garbhodakashai Vishnu, and Kshirodakashai Vishnu, the Paramatma in everyone's heart, and in the same time further expanding himself as Ananta Shesh, as Sheshanag. And as Sheshanag, he's always in this, anyway, as Balaram also, in all forms, he's enjoying more the service to the Lord. He's always engaged in the service of the Lord. Therefore he becomes the Lord's shoes, the umbrella, etc. The land. He reveals the pastimes of the Lord. And he is always glorifying the Lord with his 1,000 mouths. He has 1,000 mouths, Sahasra, Shirsha, 1,000 mouths, and with his 1,000 mouths he is always glorifying the Lord Chaitanya's pastimes, Krishna's pastimes, and he never comes to end, even today. It's described. Even today, it is unlimited, it's anantam. Ananta means unlimited, has no end. So therefore Krishna Lila, it's not a boring thing. Gora Lila, not a boring thing. It is always expanding, it's anantam. Material topics, they're antam. They have a beginning and an end. They're boring. They're pale, no taste, no anand, near anand. So therefore the devotees have no interest in material topics, they only have interest in topics about Krishna, about Lord Gauranga. Even more attractive than Krishna's Leela is Gaura Leela, because Krishna reveals himself with Balaram together in very merciful, very attractive mood as devotees. And they're always chanting the holy name, Krishna Vanam, Tisa Krishnam, Sangopankas, the Parshadam, and so they're always engaged in chanting Harinam Sankirtan. They have only this in mouth, this name, Krishna, and nothing else. And Lord Chaitanya is give the Nityananda Prabhu the special empowerment and mission of this Sankirtan, this holy name, to take care for it, because Ananta Shesh, he has 1,000 hoods, and with his 1,000 hoods, he is protecting a very great treasure. And what is this treasure? It is the Premanam Sankirtan. It's very deep in his heart, and it is protected by Ananta Shesh. That means nobody can enter in the Premanam, in the sweet, loving chanting of the holy name, without receiving the mercy of Nityananda, without that Nityananda is giving you this holy name. So we cannot chant the holy name on our own in a pure and in a loving way. So it is Nityananda Prabhu who is protecting this treasure of the holy name within his heart. This is described in the Chaitanya Bhagavad by Vrindavan Das Thakur. That he is the protector and the guard of the holy name, and he can give this holy name at any time. Nityananda Vaturdhendu Vasuda Pranavalabha Chanavichi Vitapati Krishna Prema Prata Prabhu Padmavati Suta Shaiman Sachinandana Purvaka Bhavonmata Jagatrakta Rakta Gora Kalevara. So he can distribute this Krishna Prema and this holy name. That is actually Lord Chaitanya's internal mission. External mission is to introduce the Harinam Sankirtan, and the internal mission, the Krishna, to relish Krishna Prem. But in this Kali Yuga is very special because Lord Chaitanya only appears in one day of Brahma. So simultaneously with the chanting of the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, he is also giving the Krishna Prem. That means the Premanam. In other ages it was not possible. That means only by the gift and by the mercy of Gauranitai, we have nowadays the opportunity to chant ecstatically and lovingly in the Sankirtan and the association of devotees. When Prataparuda Maharaj saw all the Gaudiya Vaishnavas coming to Jagannath-puri from a distance, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya introduced each and every devotee of Lord Chaitanya, and he was amazed about the effulgence, the happiness, and the sweet chanting of the holy name of all these devotees. So he saw, I have seen many times Kirtan and Sankirtan going on, but this kind of Sankirtan I have never seen. It's only possible by the mercy of Lord Chaitanya and Nityananda. They are so much in this chanting, ecstatic, loving chanting. The tears are flowing out. They laugh, they cry, and they're very effulgent, because Nityananda Prabhu is Balaram, is always in the mode of goodness. Therefore, he is the eternal truth. Nitya Satyam is eternal truth. His lotus feet, the personality of Nityananda, is not something temporary. Therefore, the mercy what we can receive from Nityananda is is unmeasurable. It's eternal. It's nitya. It's not temporary. It's not anitya. So it's the eternal happiness in chanting and in serving Lord Chaitanya in his mission. So that is the great desire of Nityananda. I don't know how much time I have some little more time. Huh? 15? Huh?
He will start at 9.
At 9, okay. Okay, well, he has such a great desire to serve and to associate with Lord Chaitanya that even when Lord Chaitanya told him not to come every year to Jagannath-puri to associate with him, Nityananda Prabhu, he didn't follow this instruction. He always came to Jagannath-puri every year to associate with Lord Chaitanya and to have Sankirtan with him together, to associate with him together. So that was his great joy. Although Lord Chaitanya ordered different of his devotees and servants to go in different directions to preach, to Lord Nityananda he sent to Bengal, to deliver Bengal because that was his promise, Lord Chaitanya's promise. And he sent the Goswamis here to Vrindavan. So he empowered different devotees in different way to spread the Sankirtan mission. And Nityananda had his own group of devotees. They're all Tvadasha Gopals and different friends of Krishna Balaram, cowherd friends. They went with Nityananda Prabhu. And they were also much blissful. It was the most blissful Sankirtan group. Wherever they went, everyone they turned into devotees, in ecstatic devotees, singing, dancing, becoming mad in chanting the holy name. They enacted different pastimes of Krishna with Lord Nityananda, with his devotees. because everyone was absorbed in his own svarup, in his own ecstatic bhava and devotion, service to Krishna, to Balaram, and because they were genuine, they were not artificial preachers, not artificial actors. So it was real, it was tattva, it was something very touching. Everyone who saw them became touched, became completely transformed. They didn't have to put a stage, to make a drama and to show everyone something about Krishna's Leela. They were the Krishna Leela alive. And therefore everyone who just saw them, old and young and children and literate, illiterate, everyone became drowned in the Sankirtan. Because Lord Chaitanya and Lord Nityananda, he made a channel, canal from the ocean of Lord Chaitanya's mercy, and he brought it in every house in Bengal, and he didn't ask anyone, you want to accept or not. He overflooded everyone with this great mercy of prema and made everyone happy. You have in plan to tell the story about Vrindavan, when Nityananda was in Vrindavan? No? You're very merciful, you leave. But I ask, because you are senior, so I don't want to interfere with your...
He's got plenty.
Huh?
He's got a treasure trove of stories.
Yeah, I know. You can tell any story. But maybe he has something in mind, so I want to first ask, get his blessing. Nityananda, before he met Lord Chaitanya in the earthly Leela in Mayapur, you will hear about that maybe from Prabhu, how they meet and how Nityananda took birth in Ekachakra and all that. You will hear from Dinabandhu Prabhu. But I will tell the story how Nityananda went on pilgrimage, leaving home in early age from Ekachakra, and he went on pilgrimage, and he also came ultimately here to Vrindavan. And he was an Avaduta. He was in Avaduta Vesha, Avaduta Shiromani. He was the Christ jewel of the Avadutas. Avaduta means somebody who is externally not behaving like ordinary person. They seem to be mad, or of course not mad of drunkenness or some mental disturbance, but madness of Krishna Prem. It's Pavon Mata Jagat Rakta. Pavon Mata. Pavon Mata, that means he was always overwhelmed, by the madness of bhava, of his emotional ecstasy to Lord Chaitanya. In this case about Lord Chaitanya and Krishna, of course, because it was Lord Chaitanya who gave this Krishna Prema first to Nityananda, and he requested him, you distribute this Krishna Prema to everyone. And everyone to whom you choose to give it, he will take it. He has to take it. So that's how Lord Chaitanya was. They wanted to approach Lord Chaitanya directly to get the mercy, but actually they didn't got mercy so much. Only by mercy of Nityananda, he sent them to Nityananda. Or when Nityananda chose somebody to get the mercy, even if they were not Gora Bhakta, Lord Chaitanya's Bhakta, they have to accept. They will get it. That's Lord Chaitanya's way, how he spreads the Sankirtan movement. And so anyway, the story, Nityananda came here to Vrindavan. He was pilgrimage, and he remembered all these holy places here. He went to Govardhan, he went to Sri Ramghat, he went to, how's it called, Shringarvat, Nityananda and in any Vrindavan he went, and everywhere he remembered the pastimes what previously Krishna Balaram with their friends and with the cows they were experiencing. So he was always in this mood of a cowherd boy, of a gopa. He was also like in a gopa vesha, gopa mood. And so he came here to Vrindavan. Nobody could recognize him who he was. Yeah. And you will tell the story about Govardhan? How he met the Brahmana in Govardhan? Okay, I will tell this story. He went to Govardhan. There he met a Brahmana who was a devotee of Balaram. That's from Bhakti Ratnakar. It's a story, very nice, one of my favorite stories. So this Brahmana, he was a Balaram Bhakta, and he always went around Govardhan Parikrama, all the time, always in search, where is Balaram, where is Balaram, where is Balaram? So like where is Radha Krishna, where is Radha Krishna, where is Krishna? But this Bhakta was looking, where is Balaram, where is Balaram? I want to get the darshan of Balaram. That was the purpose of his parikrama. If you do parikrama, you should always have a purpose. How is this called in Sanskrit? A purpose, a desire. A sankalpa. Yes, a sankalpa. You should always have a sankalpa. To meet your worshipable deity, your worshipable Lord in your heart, or in your mind. You want to see Him, and you want to become remembered or reminded about all the pastimes what happened there. So he was there, going around, always chanting and meditating about Balaram, to find out Balaram. And one day he met Balaram in the form of Nityananda Prabhu. But he could not, of course, not recognize him. He could not recognize Nityananda because Nityananda was not looking like, he didn't appear like Balaram. But this Brahmana was very hospitable, and he was very attracted to Nityananda Prabhu, and he invited him to his home to serve him some prasad, some milk, some feed, some little preparation of prasad. Nityananda went there, he accepted prasad, and the Brahmana was very hospitable to him. Then they left. Nityananda left, and in the night that Brahmana, he had a dream. In that dream, Nityananda appeared in his dream. Balaram appeared in his dream. Very beautifully decorated, earrings, flowers in the hair, finger rings, in every finger he had finger rings, ankle bells. He was very gorgeously, like a prince, he was decorated. And he had bluish dhoti, very beautiful lotus eyes, reddish lips. And he was smiling, and the Brahmana, he was completely in ecstasy to see Balaram. And then what happened? Suddenly this Balaram changed into Nityananda. And then the Brahmana was completely amazed. Oh, this person what I met the day before, and I served him feast, is my worshipable Lord, Balaram. So next morning, immediately he broke from sleep, and I have to meet him again. I have to go where Nityananda is living, where he stays. So he went there, he offered his dandavats, and he told Nityananda about this dream that he had. And Nityananda was smiling, and the Brahma said, I saw you, but in this dream I saw you in another mood than the mood that you have now. Now you're like simple beggar, like an avaduta. No, but I saw you in the dream like a prince. with all kinds of decorations and ornaments. I have some connections with some goldsmiths. Can I please make all these ornaments for you and decorate your body like I saw you in the dream? And then Nityananda, he smiled and he said, no, this is not the time now of this pastime. This will be later on. But if you like, you can, he gave him a small Govardhan Shila, and he gave it to the Brahmana, and he told, you can embroider him with gold and make like a bracelet, that I can hang it on my chest, on my neck, chest, that I always can wear it like that. And that the Brahmana got in this way the service from Nityananda to put this Govardhan Shila into gold with a how we say? Necklace, so that he can wear it around his neck. Then he came to Sringarvat, Nityananda Prabhu, and Sringarvat is still there. This nowadays it's called also Nityanandavat, because Nityananda was sitting underneath that Vata tree. What is a Vata tree? It's a banyan tree. He was sitting there, and he was always chanting and meditating and waiting until his worshipful Lord, Gaura Krishna, will not only appear, he will appear in Mayapur, but also will start the Sankirtan movement. Lord Chaitanya didn't immediately start the Sankirtan movement, only at a certain age, 14, 16, around that time, Lord Chaitanya started the Sankirtan movement with his associates, and he was waiting until Nityananda will come to Mayapur, and Nityananda was waiting for this time that Lord Chaitanya will start this Sankirtan movement so that he can join him and assist him in spreading the holy name. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. You will tell the story about how they met? I only ask because I heard this 2 years ago, I think, from you, or last year, or some other years. I heard you tell all these stories, so I